Hey guys, what's up? Episode 547. We appreciate you listening and supporting us. I just want to do a quick reminder to, give a like or a share or a rating wherever you're listening. We appreciate that, of course. This podcast was a ton of fun. I'm excited for you guys to hear it. We also are going to have it on video. It's nothing. Our video podcasts aren't anything fancy. We don't get as much traffic, so I just kind of slap them together. But if you want to watch that, that'll be up on YouTube as well. If you're listening to this, that's probably already up. Great guys. They flew in. You'll hear the whole deal. So they've been a very hot topic of conversation in our industry. Of course, just me, Kurt, here doing the intro right now. I want to apologize. We've been busy. Tags are getting filled. Eric's frantically trying to fill that buck tag so he doesn't have to eat this chip, but veteran shout-outs have been few and far between because Doug has been hunting, and Doug handles all that stuff. So if you submit a veteran shout-out, it will go to Doug. He gets in his email, and then he tries to get to them in order. I think sometimes we get a good year's worth build-up, and sometimes we end up getting caught up on them. So that's a question for Doug, where we're at on all that. A couple things to announce. First of all, we're also really busy. We just purchased another building right by our existing studio that we're working on to basically expand for our store and merch and stuff like that. You guys have been awesome in supporting us there at WORKINGCLASSbowhunter.com and buying our merch, all our new goodies. I know Eric has a ton planned for you guys, and really we're making a lot of stuff for selfish reasons. I think we're going to make toddler type tees and stuff like that. Eric's getting more hoodies. We're going to do more with these American made hoodies. They're badass. So if you've seen them or you already ordered one, we're going to have some more options for you. The next announcement, we are doing the South Africa Hunting Clinic January 7th, 2023. The Hitching Post in West Point, Iowa. We have an event on our Facebook page. If you go to the Facebook page, you'll see the event. If you're interested in going to Africa, or you're not even sure if you'd like to go to Africa, this would be something that'll help you. If you want to go, make it a reality. Stuart from Pringle Safaris is putting together special hunt pricing, and we're going to run you through everything you need to know about going to Africa, from booking your flight to getting taxidermy back and everything in between. So there's going to be beer there. We're going to have some snacks, finger food, that type of stuff. Admission is free. We're basically just want to share our passion of going to Africa to hunt. It was amazing. And if you've ever wanted to go, we want you to come out and join us and have some fun. So that's January 7th in West Point, Iowa. That's Pringle Safaris is putting that on. Stuart's an awesome guy. We got a podcast coming in soon. And so write in your questions. I'll probably make a post if you guys have more questions for Stuart if you can't make the clinic. And of course, that's presented by Old Barn Taxidermy and Working Class Bow Hunter. So I hope to see you there. The third thing is we are working on a transition to go on to the Waypoint Network. So Waypoint's doing some great things with a lot of great podcasts. Our boy Aaron Blicey has moved over to Waypoint. He's been over there for I think about a year, maybe not quite that long. But we're working on going over there as well. What changes for you is really nothing. If you go to Waypoint, you'll be able to find us there here in the next 2 weeks or so. And you might hear 2 automated ads in the beginning, and you could hear 2 automated ads in the middle of our show. That's something I've never really been that excited about doing, but I think Waypoint does it right, and it kind of gets us a way to keep operating the way we're operating and keep growing the way we're growing. That's the whole purpose of sponsors and running ad space. Of course, you skip them if you don't want to listen to them. We get that too. But also, you got to understand where we're coming from. We're trying to get Eric full-time in here so we can really buckle down and accomplish a lot more what we want to do. We also have we have some big stuff coming. I'll tease this. For you guys that I've seen some questions in our group about, hey, what other podcasts are there? We got some podcasts coming for you. And I think the content is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for it. That's all I'm going to give away for now. That'll be announced here, I imagine, in the next week or 2 weeks. So some exciting stuff. We're busy. We're excited for the future. And most of all, we're just thankful for your support. And we are very thankful for our partners. A lot of this stuff is not possible without great partners. And our partners, I can say with confidence, someone from each partner is a great friend of ours. And that's why the partnerships are what they are. Leupold Optics, big Tine, Man, there's some exciting stuff coming from a lot of our partners, man, getting into the first of the year. But I'm going to just save you guys the burnout and get through these ads and just, thank our partners. And we hope you support them. Go to workingclassbowhunter.com/WCB partners. All the discount codes and everything they offer is on there. Leupold Optics, Big Tine, Huntworth, Scent Crusher, Spy Point, Old Barn Taxidermy, Camo Fire, Novix Treestands, Grizzly Coolers and Box Blinds, ThermaSeat, Victory Archery, Trophyline, just a flat-out complete mobile hunting company, Dialed Archery, Black Ovis, and Pull Back and Let Go. So we really appreciate all those partners, and we should appreciate you supporting them. Sorry I'm getting long-winded, but there's a lot of stuff coming. We're going to break it all down, and we're just trying to be as transparent as possible because we respect your guys' support and, respecting us for what we do. I'm done rambling. Enjoy the episode, guys.
I'm Chase Rolfson with Rubline Marketing.
This is Jeff Lindsay.
This is Michael Pitt.
Hey everybody, it's John Dudley from Knock on TV.
Hey guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
Hi, I'm Taylor Drury from Drury Outdoors.
Hey, this is Nick Munt from Bone Collector.
Hey, this is Melissa Bachman.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast. Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right, this is a podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Nobody pushes the envelope like Working Class Bow Hunter.
It's really, really not that good.
Working Class. Working Class.
That's still doing the old way.
Well, let's just roll with it because we're rolling with it right now. So I like this. Working Class Bow Hunter, drone deer recovery in the house. Kurt Geyer here. We need to do this roundtable.
Eric Common.
Doug Schmidt.
Austin Chandler.
Our guest of the hour
is Mike Yoder.
Thanks
from
for being
Drone
here.
Deer Recovery.
Thank you for
not
being
a problem. Thanks for reaching out to me.
You actually rode a drone to the studio.
You could almost say it was because it was on autopilot most of the way here.
It's incredible.
You flew a plane here.
Yep.
It's that good.
Thanks for being here in studio.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of podcasts.
I have been doing a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I saw you just did one with our buddy Aaron Blicey over at the Fall Podcast. Check his podcast out. Great dude. I was like, oh, man. So I want to gap it out a little bit. But typically, you're a really cool guy. Typically, if someone's doing the circuit, I try not to do the circuit with them at the same time because I just want to do different stuff.
Yeah.
But you're such a big deal right now.
It seems like it. Yeah.
We got to have you here.
Up. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah.
We needed you here. Is this the first one you've done in studio?
First one in studio.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, we'll take that. Suck it, other podcast.
That's a W in our book.
Yeah.
That is a W. We'll probably do a way poorer job at interviewing you. You got all the way here.
I don't know.
But we're just talking, man. We did reach out to our Patreon members, and there's a few questions from Patreon listeners that we'll get to.
Okay, and I'm just going to tell you that there's probably going to be some questions that you guys are going to ask me that I'm going to dance around.
That's fine.
Because we're working on an academy right now that's going to teach people how to do this. So
Awesome.
And that's completely fine. I get that.
Okay.
So let's dive into it, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
How in the hell did you get into something like this? How do you, I mean, I think guys have thought about it.
Yeah.
But how do you get into it? How'd it come about?
Are we going all the way back for
Let's go wherever you need to take us, man.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, from the beginning.
When were you born?
Yep. I was born as an Amish boy, right? Okay. I used to go to school with a little pony and cart. Never thought...
For real?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
I didn't know to take that serious or not.
Okay, that's why I asked.
Okay. So this is that was a real story.
Yeah, my whole family's Amish.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, wow. Now I'm loved RCs back when I was an Amish boy. Mm-hmm. Flew little airplanes, but never thought that I would be able to get into aviation myself. Got my pilot's license, flew across the country a couple times, and one day I was sitting in a kitchen with my friend, and he's talking about hiring a thermal drone to do roof inspections. And I was like, well, I thought about getting a thermal drone to look for deer. He's like, well, I think you should do it. Then I started getting on YouTube and like searching it. And I found a guy in Wisconsin doing it, and you guys can check him out. Marshfield Drones is his name. Nick. He's been doing it for 3 years, and I reached out to him, see if he could help me. Yeah. So I bought a cheaper drone, $7,500. I was like, I don't want to go all in.
Real cheap, yeah.
Yeah. if the community isn't going to support it.
Okay, yeah.
And so I made a short little video of me finding deer on my land and took it to the Mount Hope Outdoor Show. And
Big fan.
Oh, dude, it was nuts. Like, I literally ran out of literature. I called my wife. I was like, go to Staples, get more business cards.
Go to Kinko's.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, dude, it was that wild. Yep. Ran out, had 2 cards left. Wife showed up with more. Then I was good to go. But that told me that there's going to be support in this, and then I went all out. Yeah. But before I launched, I was like, I got to build a brand on this because nobody else has done it. And thankfully, drone deer recovery is what it is now because nobody else had thought about it.
Oh, man, that's cool. So how long ago, like, did you reach out to the other guy from Wisconsin that had his... did he have a business around it, or like?
No,
he did it as a hobby.
As a hobby, kind of like. Well, he builds drones, or he built drones back in old days before there was ever the drones that are now, and then he does real estate stuff and just a bunch of different things with his drone. He started pushing finding more deer, like that side of the business, as he's seen that it was growing, but he didn't build it in a brand specifically in that niche.
I got you. It's very cool. That's very smart of you and creative of you to kind of like market it in a way. Because in the last couple of years, I mean, we've seen this just with our podcast listeners, like deer tracking with dogs has become like this insanely huge topic of conversation on podcasts and videos and all that.
Well, you see it a lot in the hunting community too, where they'll take something that's used over here, but can also be used in the hunting industry, and they just bring it over, type deal.
Yeah. First question, as we go in, now what I want to do is, as we think of questions organically and as you're talking, I want to just dive into them without really any direction. I think that's the best way to like have fun with this and learn about it and just going off the top. Is this legal everywhere?
I can't speak for any other states other than Ohio.
Okay.
I will be working with my team to dive into the legality of each state, because obviously this thing blew up and now I got people all across the country wanting to do this, or is it legal in my state? And I just can't say that it is.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I also will tell you that you can't just Google it and be like, yep, it says I can't do it. No, that ain't necessarily
a lot of gray areas here and there.
Yeah,
yeah, you would think, I guess, I don't know. That's weird. Regulating wildlife, and I'm sure there's some like harassment issues for deer that I don't know.
It'd be interesting for Iowa, because they just passed where you could track with dogs like last year or year before.
I also can. I mean, there's some states that I know that it is legal.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's the first thing when I see it. I'm like, I wonder if that's legal everywhere. I mean, obviously you're doing it and you're showing videos of it, and you're not in jail, so it's legal in Ohio.
He's sitting here.
So that's the thing. It's like there's some big guys watching me too, and they made the connection right away with DNR because they're like, well, this isn't legal. Well, trust me, I built a relationship with the DNR before I ever did this, because I was like,
you got to cover your bases.
Yeah, you guys are going to get, calls. And my attorney told me, he's like, Mike, make sure that they know that you're doing this. And we build a relationship from the start before I ever even found one deer and made money on it.
Yeah.
And so, they're totally cool with me. Doing what I'm doing. It's like anything else. What is good can also be used for bad, and they just don't want it going in the
wrong direction. Yeah, because there's going to be people that either already do abuse the technology of drones for deer hunting. There's guys out there that are abusing it somewhere. But I can see that you have to make sure extra careful with it doesn't go into the dark side of that, but which is unfortunate that you even have to fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
But people will cut corners if you give them a chance to cut
Oh,
corners.
yeah. Dude, and if you're talking big deer, too.
People get weird when you talk big deer, man. They get weird so fast.
It's just wild.
There's a T-shirt idea there somewhere.
People get weird when you talk big deer because, I mean, imagine the amount of relationships and family disputes and neighbor disputes.
I just looked for one, okay? So
let's talk about it.
Yeah. This guy, they're Amish people.
Mm-hmm.
A guy comes from New York, goes to Southern Ohio. They bought a hunt. Maybe this is too personal. Maybe I'm not allowed to share it.
You've been pretty vague so far.
I'm trying to think about
Amish
it because
guys hunting, don't know them.
Okay. So they bought a hunt for like a fundraiser, and now that the one family is from New York, the other's from Southern Ohio. He comes from New York down. They end up shooting a buck, hitting him, not a good hit, have me come out, locate it. Now the family that sold the hunt is like, oh boy, this is the biggest buck we've ever had in this area. Now they want to shoot the buck.
Oh boy.
Because the original shooter...
The buck is alive when you find it.
Correct, but it's injured. So now they come up with... so I leave, and then they're trying to figure out, you know, can they make a move on this deer again because it's obviously injured and they're wanting to dispatch it. Well, what happens is they put two guys out there and they end up putting another 2 arrows in him, and the other arrow was from the family that didn't originally like buy the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
The deer's still not dead to this day, but it was a dispute.
What?
Like
3 arrows in it?
Yeah, 3 arrows through it. Wow. And they were trying to figure out whose deer it is now because of the size. If it would have been a small 8-pointer,
they wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, no big deal.
No one gave a shit.
Yep. But now they're like, whose deer is it?
How big a deer are we talking to make people this weird?
160.
Not that big a deer for that type of drama.
Yeah.
Big deer.
Yep.
Big deer.
But I'm thinking 210.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but for our area, 210's huge. But for that area, 160s might be unheard
Yeah,
of.
down there. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they said this is the biggest deer that they've seen in their area.
Wow.
Yep. Now, where I'm from, a 160 is not that big.
It's big, but not to ruin relationships and disputes and have fistfights over. Yeah,
Yep.
right. Interesting.
Yeah, there's some crazy stories already that I've...
Okay, so let's just dive into it because, all right, yeah, drone. You say, I'm going to get a cheaper drone, $7,500. You go get a cheap one, real cheap, like probably just really, really cheap, right?
Oh, that's what everybody wants to do right now because they're even messaging me with these names of these cheaper drones, and I'm like, dude... You're gonna waste your money if you're gonna try to do this as a business.
We've all been there trying to buy cheap shit, and you just said, "Hey, this is a piece of shit."
Yep.
And then you go buy the expensive one.
Buy once, cry once. That old thing.
That's right.
Yep.
So, I mean, what you don't have to say brand names and stuff because I know you're going to put that information out. But like, what's a good drone cost?
Just the drone package itself is like $21,000.
Wow.
Yep.
So. What's the capabilities of a drone that costs $21,000? Like, how high are you flying?
Well, it's regulated on how high you can fly.
Okay.
But, I mean, I can...
Right, nice, yeah.
How high can it fly versus how high you can fly.
Yeah, like legally, yeah.
How high legally can you fly where you're at?
400 feet above the ground.
Oh, really?
Yes. And that's anywhere. Like, you're not supposed to take a drone above 400 feet AGL. Now, if you're inspecting a tower, let's say the tower is 600 feet tall, you're allowed to be 700 feet. You're allowed to be 100 feet above that object.
I thought I saw a tower. That's what I would say.
The closest tower is 20 miles away, pal.
I was trying to see it.
I see some blinking lights.
Okay, I didn't know
I
that.
was inspecting.
So how hard are these things to fly? Because I feel like you'd like, yeah, I'll spend $21,000 and wreck this motherfucker. Watch this. That's how I feel.
Oh, you'll definitely wreck it if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
At night, and a lot of our searches are done at night, the anti-collision sensors don't work. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Describe what is an anti-collision sensor? Like, how's that all work?
Oh, it's got cameras all around it, and it's just like a camera like Kevin's holding right now. It sees trees and stuff, and if it gets too close, it'll like stop it. It'll literally stop the drone from wrecking in it.
You gotta watch out for them power lines, you know?
So, okay, that's good. And I know some drones won't let you like land in water and stuff like that. Like they have like sensors that won't let that happen.
Yeah.
Is that a?
I don't. I've never heard that.
Oh, maybe I'm bullshit.
I don't know.
Hey, where'd you come up with that one?
Jordan
Genius?
told me that won't let it land in like trees or water. There's like a sensor on it.
Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
No.
Oh, well, maybe
So
he's
how do
wrong.
you,
He
how do you
flies
go about
drones
it
too, so.
in the dark? Do you just hope for the best?
No, thermal.
Oh.
That's when people are watching me. They're like, "How are you not reckoning trees?" And I'm like, "Well, I see the trees in thermal." But it's an image that we aren't used to seeing until you like educate yourself.
It's like like reading a topo map. Like you don't know it until you get used to looking at one and studying a little bit.
You got
So break down like how you're navigating it. Like, what's that like? What are you looking at? Like, just break the whole process down.
How to navigate it? Well, I start by looking at an actual aerial map, which also transfers over to my remote. And,
okay.
And then they kind of point me in the direction that they last seen the deer or tracked the deer. And I take the drone off and watch it in that direction, of course. And then also I can go to my map. I switch back and forth. A lot of stuff actually going on now that I think about it. I'm going maps, I'm going thermal, I'm going wide, I'm going tight, I'm going FPV, like all this stuff. I'm bouncing back and forth on cameras, all on one remote, like doing it real fast.
Remote like has a screen on it, and that's what you're bouncing back and forth through all this stuff on.
Correct. Yeah. So every finger almost has a button that I'm pushing, like to bounce back and forth on these things. Right, Kevin? Make sure to check out the videos on YouTube of us doing it. But yeah, so I start going in that direction.
You should pull one up, play it on silent while we're in here, so we can kind of get an idea.
Yeah, I can. Where's that remote?
And then I get out there. Pretty much, I kind of go and search in the areas that they're telling me to look. Obviously, I'm flying the drone on thermal to make sure I'm not wrecking into trees, power lines, and that type of thing. And then I'm checking on my map. Going and seeing, am I still in the area that you wanted me to be in? And then I look in general areas that they want me to look, and then after that, I just start doing grid searching. Literally take the drone up, fly over, come back down. So
you go north, south for so far, go over what, like 20 feet and come back?
Yeah, farther than 20 feet, because one of my swath at 400 feet, I'm covering approximately 100 to 125 yards across. I can see that much.
Pretty much a football field.
Oh, yeah.
If you're 400 feet up.
You're covering that much ground. I might have missed it in the middle of trying to get the TV pulled up, but you can see in that view range if a deer's there in the dark or in the daylight. You can see him. Are you have to zoom in to get him, or?
On thermal, I can see if the deer's there in the dark. Now, if you start talking daylight, people are like in the sun. I can't do it in the sun. I can do it in the sun, but it's not as effective.
I got you.
But most of my searches are done at night. But yes, if I'm flying across a wooded area right now and I'm looking down and I'm scanning with my eyes, it just takes me a second to know if that's a deer or not.
It lights up like a Christmas tree, probably.
Well, yeah, but that's because I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
If you look at it, you're going to start looking at rocks and rabbits and that type of stuff, where I don't look at that anymore. I know what I'm looking for. And you, as the hunter, have to trust me that I know what I'm looking at. Because
guide the guide.
What's that?
Oftentimes, and I'll do it. I'll tell them it's nothing, but here, I'll show you what it is. And then they look at it, and I'm like, yeah, we just wasted time.
So right here on the screen, this is going up. Oh,
yeah. Okay, so this is a buck that we found.
Zoom in on that bird.
This one is still alive.
Look at that remote.
Wow, that is a controller right there. Okay, not what I expected.
I think there's like 6, 7. There's 10 different buttons I can have.
Oh shit!
So, but this was early morning, so I knew it's going to be a clear day. So I told this hunter I have to meet him. I have to meet him first light. So I wanted to start the search 1 hour before sunrise, and we started the search. And I found the deer just as the sun was coming up.
You could see where people would abuse this. I mean, looking at that footage, you can see
badass.
You can see that deer's tines. You can count. You can see what he is. Yeah. You could score him. I mean,
how far is your drone from this deer right now?
Up in the air,
380.
Yeah, he's about 350 feet.
Had no idea you're there.
100%.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. You see the injury right there? Yeah, the injury is right on the low shoulder.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you can see the injury from 3. Are you kidding me?
No.
That's wild.
I'm glad I didn't watch all this before, because this interview would have been so bland. I'm like, oh yeah, I knew all this already.
Well,
oh my gosh.
And that's another thing. People want to go cheap on these $7,500, $8,000 drones.
I see what you mean by cheap now.
You're not going to see that detail that I'm going to show you here.
No.
Here's a buck. This Okay, so
This is blowing my fucking mind, dude.
How
This
you not
is
running-
badass. So that's thermal in the daylight.
yes, this is thermal in the daylight, and these trees have already heated up. This guy wanted me to come get it or find it because it was a gut hit deer, and he assumed that it wasn't
that
fog.
him?
Yep.
Right there.
So those were 2 bucks there.
Oh,
But yeah, he's right there. We can get into like, well, what's ethical about, now I find the deer
it's so
and
light too.
should you go shoot it? This
Right.
was sad, dude. Like, since I've had a child, watching something that legendary, pain,
Yeah.
laying down, and he's like, I don't want to die, but I don't feel good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
And
that's
so
true.
for me to watch that, be like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it was just,
That's brutal.
it is a little brutal. Yep.
I cannot believe how
Yeah, people don't get to
good
see
the
that part.
picture is.
Yeah.
That is mind blowing, man.
I'm telling you.
You could literally score your deer.
I was kind of low key making fun of when you were like, yeah, $7,500, $8,000 drone is cheap. I get it now.
Yeah.
Like right there, that just shows you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That was impressive. I
No,
didn't know you
make
could
sure
that.
you watch that ad.
yeah, I was gonna say I should probably I'll let the ads play through. Yeah, we got time.
I didn't know you could,
Well, no, you're getting paid. Man.
I didn't know you could zoom in on the wound and everything.
Yeah, that's what's wild about it.
Wow.
Like now we can analyze shots, and it's like it's the wildest thing when you hear a hunter say, "Well, I think I hit him back in the gut, and then I find him, and it shot through the neck." Like,
What do we got going on here?
dude, it happens more than you would think.
True.
Like,
We've all been there where you're like,
People get-
I don't know what happened.
They get amped up and
yeah, it's just you get so into it,
Yeah.
the adrenaline, and then quick,
Yeah.
stuff
Oh yeah,
happens.
how many times have you walked up on a deer and the shot's not where you thought it was?
Yep.
It's 10 inches off.
Well, how
It
many
happens all
times?
the
I will
time.
say this year, I don't know what it's been about this year, but there's been more deer wounded from people that I personally know than any other year.
100%.
And a lot of it has been, this is probably, I don't know, I'd hate to even count really how many wounded deer there have been and not recovered. But a majority of them have been like, I smoked him. I don't know what happened. And my response is like, man, you might think you smoked him, but if you would have smoked him, you would have found him.
would've found him.
Yeah.
And that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah,
and it's something that people don't want to hear.
Yeah.
It's just tough love.
So you guys had Grizzly Stick in here with Jared.
Yep.
Do you remember what he had talked about, the study that was done in Wisconsin about how many deer are wounded and never found?
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
That is
And that's
why
just the
that
ones
is
that are
why this
reported.
is blowing up across the nation.
Yeah.
Is because there are actually that many deer that are wounded.
Yeah.
It's the stories that haven't been told, because if you hit a big buck, it's not like walking over to I hit a big buck back in the guts or whatever. It's
Never
not
found
wanting
them.
to, it's not wanting to be talked about.
It's not fun to talk about.
Yeah.
This is, I think this is why like our dog deer tracking episode we did really well, and I think this is going to do really well also because
impressive.
of the topic of conversation. But like, what's one big trend you're seeing with wounded deer that kind of is like a pattern of them all? Like, is it hunters thinking they hit them good and they didn't, or is there something else that we're missing that you've kind of been taking notes on? The more and more you do them.
I would say that the pattern that I'm seeing is people just honestly don't know what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they think
In the moment, too excited.
I smoked him. Well, I get that so much. It's like, no, you didn't. You wouldn't be calling
You got to
me.
accept the fact that you did.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be here. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got to be nice too, because I'm a service. They're paying me.
Yeah.
So I can't
Right.
be like,
Can't be a dickhead.
yeah.
Yeah. You're not a life coach. You got to shoot better, bro.
As soon as he pulls up, I smoked him.
Yep. So,
But did ya?
but okay, so this hunter that we're watching right now, he was super like honest. He was like, Mike, I honestly don't know where I hit him. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna.
Oh,
Big
is
old
that the
deer.
deer?
Yep. That deer was big. He's had history with that deer for, was it 3 or 4 years? 3 or 4 years, and he set up his property. So I used to always be a little bit of a skeptic, like, can you actually keep deer on your property? Mm-hmm. And after seeing this dude's farm, oh yeah, like if you lay it out properly, the deer will stay there.
Yeah.
And he was able to get this buck to lock into his property, and he shot him one morning early in a box blind. Mm-hmm. So it was dark inside. Not dark inside, but kind of
low light at least.
And he shot early, and he just said that he couldn't see where his arrow hit. They found one piece of blood on a blade of grass, and he just didn't want to push the deer because he was like, Mike, if the deer is not hit good and I put my dog on him, and he had a dog right there, you just seen him.
Yeah.
He's actually a dog tracker. Like that's what he
no
does.
kidding.
But he's like, I'm not going to put my dog on him if I don't know where I hit him.
Right.
Because if I bump this 5-6-year-old deer, he's going who knows where to head.
Right. True.
And so he was like, get the drone out. Let's just locate him and figure out what we're going to do.
Dumb question here while we're watching this video. Do you have to put out the little helipad or
I was
whatever you
just
call
going to
it?
ask that.
Yeah, so you have to have your landing zone has to be marked.
Oh, okay.
That way people know where this thing is coming down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If
I
I
got you.
land on top of your head and
It's a safety deal.
Yeah.
I got you.
I was going to ask the same thing. It's kind of like the safety cones on the side of the road, you know?
Yeah, it's just like that.
Well, and there's more reasons for that.
during
It's
the
like
day?
with these
it is.
big helicopters, big drones, they're sucking up a lot of debris. So if you're landing on gravel, it's going to suck up little sand and it's going to start getting into your props and damage.
Oh, I got you. No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by just watching this. No wonder, like, this is...
It's crazy how you can see
Exploded
the
with you.
trees heating up.
Yeah, so he was wanting me to try to find this deer when it was completely sunny out. I told him I'd try, but it's complete crap because you can see everything is so hot that everything's the same color.
Yeah.
all over. So I showed him some bucks, like that buck there. He's laying in there, and I was like, I'll find your deer. I just need the thermals to be right.
Uh-huh.
And so I asked him if he's okay with wait until the sun goes down. I'll come back and I'll find your buck. I was super. I was nervous, but I was confident.
Yeah.
And so we came back and we found his buck. He was
So-
alive and
Oh, he's alive?
Yeah.
When a deer dies, say it's been 24 hours and...
I'll find him.
You'll find him.
Yes.
What's the
latest one that I found right now? And here's the thing. It wouldn't probably be right for me to go out and kill a deer and do an experiment on him and let him lay there.
right.
So the latest one right now is 33 hours and had plenty of thermals.
Really?
Yeah.
33 hours.
Actually, I take that back. So I was looking for a deer the other day, and he's like, okay, I know where there's a buck dead. It's been dead for 2 weeks. See if you can find it. And he pointed me in the right direction. Kind of knew where he's at. And I said, I was another pilot. I was teaching how to do this. I said, give me that remote, and I'll find it. Started looking around, found the sucker. Had thermals, but it was not the thermals that you're used to seeing.
And is it it's not heat from the deer's body. Is it heat that the carcass, like, retained from the sun going up?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So if the sun is out today and then we get a big temperature swing to like when the sun sets, that's going to hold heat.
Okay.
And you're going to be, and there's also a reverse happening. So the deer's alive, it dies, it'll hit neutral, and then it'll start going the other way as decomposition starts. It'll start creating its own heat within inside itself.
It's like compost.
Yes.
I want to...
There's so much to this.
I don't know who told me this. Somebody that had experience with thermals. Is
Just
it
like you
true?
can't land on water?
You can't land on water. Apparently, fucking false. I'll have to talk to Jordan about that one. Or write that down. If you're looking at like a south-facing slope.
Watch the bagging a monster. See, so he hit that monster, and we found him. So he didn't push him because he already had his brothers lined up for the next morning. If we don't find the deer, he's going to create a whole line, and he's going to push his whole property out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he would have pushed that 200 out because when we find him, he's out in the cornfield eating corn.
Oh,
he's like, dude, this saved me from pushing this deer out.
So you came back later that night.
Well, that's him right there, right?
Yeah. So this is now 10 days later from me originally finding him.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
One thing while we're watching this, I wanted to ask: shed hunting. If you get a south-facing slope, will antlers retain heat? Like, can you go up with your drone and find?
I don't.
Antlers?
I have not tried that. It's good.
I hope that's real. I hope it's real.
Well, when you look through the thermal at a buck,
dude, you got
is it the
so much
body or
money
is it the
coming.
antler?
No.
The antler won't
I mean,
hold
that
heat?
one did that 200 because he had enough mass. He held some heat up into his
side market.
But in the velvet world, yes, you could see the antlers.
Side market. If big antlers retain heat, if you can get it,
I've already been asked that on social platforms.
Oh man,
yeah, that would be wild. I didn't think of that, but hey,
you should test it.
Yeah,
Just that brown gold, baby. Just down there picking up 80-inch antlers in your drone. You put a little claw grabber like in the arcade on your drone.
Put a little winch on it so you can go down and grab it.
They actually have mechanisms that you can drop from the drone, so just put a little winch on it.
Put a little winch on it with a little claw.
Oh, gee. We're giving people ideas.
Yeah, we need to. This is too fun.
Oh, that one's still attached. Whoops.
So,
hey, we already patented that. So don't worry about that.
So and maybe you don't know this. Maybe that's gray area. Maybe I shouldn't ask this. I don't know. But is there like a weird gray area with like looking for deer that are alive, like with no intention of finding a wounded buck? Like is that not
I would
allowed?
say I would say that's a gray area.
You ever anybody like lie to you and just be like, just for you to come out and see if the deer's there?
I don't know. I almost questioned it yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Can you explain that a little bit and be vague?
Yeah. So he shot a buck. He's 99% sure he hit it. Doesn't have the arrow. No blood. No hair.
Okay.
Okay. And I start searching. I find all kinds of bucks, but not his buck. It's like,
oh, like he's like, so are you?
His whole property was searched. He knows where all the deer are, but we couldn't find his buck.
He's looking
also no pictures of the buck that we were looking for.
He's looking for a particular buck.
You were there, yeah.
So was he like having you? Can you take screen grabs of what you're seeing? Obviously, because you have record, but so you can like take pictures of deer.
Oh, I could, but I don't. Not for
you.
them.
I got you.
They're taking pictures with their phone.
Oh yeah,
on their remote.
yeah. Interesting.
He wasn't, was he? I don't know if he was taking pictures.
Who knows? Nobody actually knows, probably.
Yeah.
God, this is so interesting.
This is very
it's
interesting.
mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the craziest recovery you've ever done?
Trying to think.
How many recoveries have you done?
I'm not going to give that number.
Okay.
Because people can do the numbers, but I can tell you it's
50?
wild.
What's your recovery success rate?
Okay, so that's another one that's hard to go on because I'll look for any deer that somebody wants me to
Okay, let me
look.
rephrase that question then. I'll ask it the same way I asked Gary Blessing with Diesel's deer tracking dog. Out of 100 calls that you take, including all variances, how many are you recovering?
I'll tell you how I'm going to answer this.
Okay.
If the deer is dead within 400 to 700 yards from where you hit it, I'll find it.
I like that. Very confident.
Yep, I'm that damn confident, let me tell you.
And how long you been doing? When did you start this?
This season.
But
I did a lot of research and a lot of homework.
Yeah. Were you a big hunter before this?
Yeah, I hunted a lot.
He was Amish.
What does that mean?
Do all Amish people hunt? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Do Amish people hunt?
No, do all of them hunt?
Oh, I would say 98% of them probably.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything about Amish.
Yeah.
I have so many questions up for the Amish. And when we were at Harrisburg for the PA show, one dude was like really cool. I'm like, dude, I got so many questions. He's like, oh, I bet you do. But never gave me the opportunity.
Yeah. So this guy right here, he grew up Amish.
He looks Amish.
He doesn't practice the Amish lifestyle anymore, but all his family, they're still Amish. Yeah. Right now, I would say that 94% of my clients are Amish.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Do you blow their minds when you bring out a drone?
100%. Everybody's blown. Even
blowing
if
my
I don't
mind.
find their
What's
deer.
this UFO?
So let me ask you this. I want to
shoot it.
I want to go back to the question. You said if the deer is dead, you're finding it within 800 yards. So it's dead within 800 yards. If the deer is not dead but wounded, how many times are you getting an eye on it to figure out what's actually going on?
Often.
Like 50% of the time if the deer's not dead?
Yep. But there's also times that if I don't friggin' find the deer, he is alive and he is completely moved off the area. If that is that if you hire me and I can't find your deer alive in 1,000 yards, he is alive and he is past that and he will be back in 2 to 3 weeks. And I have enough proof already that is true because I tell everybody that hires me, stay in touch with me. I want to know, did the deer die? Did you find him later? Or did he show back up on your camera? And I get more calls calling me, you wouldn't believe it, that deer's back already. It's like, yeah, I told you. He moved off the area, regrouped himself, and came back. A dude was like this. He's like, okay, if the deer lives there and he gets shot, let's say you get shot, would you go, okay, I'm going to go home right now if you got shot on your property? No, you probably scope it out from a distance, make sure everything's legit, and then go back. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going back to Hooters for a little bit.
Get shot at Hooters.
That's where Doug lives.
That's where Doug lives.
Strip club. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
It's not always like that,
Yeah.
but a lot of times. But 50% of the deer that I find are wounded and still alive.
That's crazy.
So these guys were just looking over your shoulder, pointing at the screen.
Oh, there he is right there.
Yep.
How much time do you get that? And you're like, I need my space.
Yep.
I need
So
my
in the
space.
beginning, I was like,
There's a
this is no
buck
big
not that
deal.
far
But
from there.
now I'm like over it. And the other comment, I'm putting this out there, folks. If you guys listen to this and you hire me, don't say, oh, you just need a gun on that thing. No, I'm sick and tired of that. Like, let's respect this for what it is. Let's appreciate that the states are okay with us using it to recover game and not use it for something bad. I'm so sick and tired of that stupid comment. That
Well, it goes back to
That's just an insane
a
comment.
couple wrong moves for guys in this business can shut the whole thing down for everybody.
Yeah,
Like
you're
that.
really pushing that envelope. We've talked a lot about like cell cameras and technology in hunting. I mean, this is really pushing the envelope. So you definitely have to respect it, and I think that you do. So that's, I mean, people like you behind the wheel is what we need to get this thing going.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because if you were kind of, we're having fun and we're reckless, we're the hosts, right? But you do take this seriously.
I do.
You are very professional, and you're just cool enough to talk with a bunch of idiots about it. So much appreciated there. But
In person,
yeah. You flew your drone on top of it to get here.
They probably want to know what you're talking about. Flew my drone.
You got a plane, man. You're a freaking, I don't know, an Avenger or something. I don't know what you do.
what don't you do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do a bunch.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I just think you are going about it the right way. And I would really hate for somebody to ruin it for guys like you who want to do it the right way.
I know. It's like, dude, this
Does that
is such
stress
a
you
good,
out?
With how fast it's blowing up, I have a feeling that too many people are going to not have proper standards and screw it up. Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people are just going to buy the cheap few $100 drones and just fly them all over the place, and then that'll cause the issue probably?
Yeah, those will be the issue. Yeah, I really hope they don't, but it's like,
what do you do?
You almost need to get like, and maybe this is where you forefront it. Maybe you've already thought about it, like licensing together to actually fly for deer recovery.
Yeah, we're
like
working
a certified.
on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, that's probably the number one thing that needs to happen. Like, quick.
Yeah, and we're going to be working with the state on doing it as a state program as well. That way they know that they come through this program and they are backing it as well.
Right, and then they could probably keep track of like the data.
Yeah, and these drones are tracked now, so don't expect to go like if this becomes a thing that you have to be a certified drone deer recovery pilot, and you fly your drone, that drone can be tracked by the FAA. Like in 2023, all drones have to have remote ID, which is just like the airplane does that I just flew here.
Interesting.
Tells you exactly where the guy took it off, where the guy is standing that's flying it, and how high he's getting.
See, that's good though.
Yep.
Wow, it's just so incredible. The way you're able to find deer doing their thing, and the deer doesn't know that it's there. Because in my head, when I watch some of your TikToks and stuff like that, I'm thinking that drone's like right above the deer, and you'd be like, oh shit.
You get one of the cheap ones, that's what happens.
Yep. True. And those cheap ones do scream. Like those things have small props and they are humming. Like you can hear those hum. Mine, I mean, if it's fighting wind, you'll hear it, but it's got big enough props that it's not needing to have high prop speed to keep it up there. So
okay, I got you.
You're not getting that high buzz.
Okay. God, incredible.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's incredible.
It is wild. And I say that a lot on our videos. Like, folks, this is going to get wild because it is. It's like, it's not the Wild West, but it's like the first thing.
It is the Wild West.
Yeah, you're kind of a pioneer in the.
Yeah.
It was crazy on that last buck you just found, but like you just zoomed in on one buck, like, nope.
Yep. Keep moving.
Nope.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm there to find one buck.
Yeah.
And my goal, and it's not about the money anymore because I've made enough of that.
he's already stupid rich, so
I'm doing all right.
I'm just kidding.
But
keep calling, baby.
So my goal is when somebody finds it, it's like an adult treasure hunt that I have to find this deer.
Yeah.
I do not care is it dead or alive, but I'm going to find it. And it's all about time. So I'm not going to, piss around with looking at a buck that's not yours. I want to see your picture. Show me what your buck looks like. Now we're going to go look. And I'm going to go, whoosh, nope, not it. Boom, move on, keep going to the next one. Then you're going to be like, can I look at that? No, you can. I'm looking for your buck.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So if like a deer's bedded or it's a dead deer, can you be like, bedded? That one's bedded.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can tell right away if it's bedded or it's dead.
Yeah. Well, no, I can see if they're bedded or standing.
Okay.
But I can also see if they're dead, if they're flat.
Yeah.
Because not all deer die flat.
Right.
Like,
so if he's bedded, you take a little time, you're like, this might be him.
Yeah.
Scope it out, and then you go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then somebody calls, say I call, hey, man, hit a buck. Can you come out and find him? For you to come out, like, will you travel anywhere that you know it's legal to do this? Like, say it's 3 hours away. Would you travel 3 hours, a 3-hour drive to do a recovery? Or
I'll consider it, but it's going to be a lot more than just my normal cost because, like, I had guys in Indiana want me to come out there. I have no problem coming out there, but you're going to pay me the time that it would be if I could do searches at home.
Right.
So if it takes me 4 hours to drive one way and 4 hours back, that's 8 hours. I can do a lot of searches in 8 hours in my home area, and I do a bunch of them. So it just wouldn't make sense for me to drive that far if you're not willing to spend a few thousand.
So just on a curiosity's sake, like what is your home rate? Like if you're within an hour of your home place, what's it cost to have you come out and look?
$450 to just look, and another $100 if I find it, and then you got mileage on there as well.
Yep.
I don't feel like that's that bad. I think that's super fair.
It's not. Yeah,
that's super fair.
Yeah.
Because
if you spend thousands on your property, on your blinds, on your gear, on your bow, and on and on and on, what is a few $100 if you put an arrow in one of your hit bucks? It's like, come on.
Yeah, worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're finishing up the job
and you
started.
find it in,
Yep.
what, less than an hour usually?
Yeah. If the deer is dead, usually I find it in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's so incredible.
Yeah.
Instead of walking 8 miles.
Yeah, if the deer is alive, it might take longer. But
yeah. Do a lot of guys, if you find a wounded deer alive, is it something like, okay, well, we found it alive, you know where it's at, or do you tell them where it's at, or do you tell them if it's alive, and then do you just pack up and leave, or is it?
I mean, that's
or do you kind of stick around to see if they go to finish the deer, or like what's kind of the?
Most of our searches are done at night, so they couldn't go try to finish it off anyhow.
Good point.
But in the daytime, if I do day searches, I leave that up to the hunter. Like, is it ethical for you to go and try to put another one in him? My personal opinion, and everybody can have their own, is like if the deer has an arrow in it, that thing is in pain. So my thinking is make a move on him, see if you can get him again.
Do what you have to do.
I've found a bunch of them in the daytime, and people have tried it. It's not that easy.
No.
It's not.
No.
Especially probably in the timber. Or
No.
They're not going to be bedded in the easy spot when they're already
you
wounded.
did your job at that point. So, I mean, that's
I'm out.
Yeah.
Usually if the deer's alive, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I have no
reason to stick around.
Yeah, there's
Interesting. It is interesting. Let's go through some Patreon questions. And I know a lot of questions from us will branch off of these if we haven't already answered. I'm going to read them all. There's not a ton on here, but Jeremy asked, how do they tell the difference if it's just bedded or a dead deer?
Oh, you can see, obviously you just watch the video.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be able to tell the posture of the deer. Like, if a deer is really hit hard, like I found one the other night, it was hit with a gun twice. The deer was still alive, but the posture of the deer was heavy breathing and just like, you could just totally see that's not how they act.
Right.
And he also identified the antlers. He was like, yep, that's my buck. And then he went back the next morning exactly where the pin was dropped. He found his buck.
And I'm sure, obviously, like you said, laying flat. If they're laying flat with their legs sticking out, that's not a normal deer. They're not a normal deer laying down.
Yeah. But I have found deer that people are like, what, they lay like that when they're chilling? They will lay with one leg forward and one tucked in. completely chilled.
Like a cat.
Yeah, almost, yep.
Yeah.
I see him like that a lot.
That is
Or
interesting.
I guess kind of like a dog, too. My healer will always do that.
Let me ask you this question, because this has kind of been a topic. We talked about it on the 2 last episodes. The term buck bedding, doe bedding. And I always say that, high percentage of like bedding, bucks will bed this. When you are flying, do you find deer are always bedded in like a patternable area? Like, oh yeah, this is where I bet you deer are bedding, or is it random?
I don't know the properties.
Because you don't know the properties.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I don't know the properties.
I'm an idiot.
I don't really care.
I'm an idiot.
I don't care where they're bedding. I just know I want to find them.
Yeah, you're like, that's bedded. Yeah, you're not taking...
But I can tell you that if there's more than one, there's not a buck in there. Almost always. Well, unless you're looking for them in the rut.
Right, yeah. Right
now, if I'm looking for a wounded buck, he's going to be by himself.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Gene Miller asked, do they use thermal imaging? We've covered that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gino. Ethan Hall, has he ever been asked to help assist with a missing persons with a thermal drone?
Not yet, but I've been asked to help find lost dogs in Connecticut.
How's that? Does that work out successful, or was that
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go.
In Connecticut, they called you?
Yeah.
I don't know how far that is away from.
Dude, there's so many markets for drones right now.
I'm telling you, like people reach out to us and they're wanting to do this, and they're like, "Are there side gigs?" I'm like, "Dude, I could go on and on what you could do with this drone."
What's the weirdest request you've ever had to do with a
Can
drone?
you spy on my ex-wife?
No, I haven't. I've never really had a weird one yet.
That's a good one, Doug. Doug thinks of that one.
So
He never even had a
I'm
wife.
just saying.
It's my ex-wife.
Can you hover outside the 2-story window?
That is stuff that you can get in trouble with, using drones to do what you just said, because they would get you for like what is that?
Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom. Yeah,
That's probably a real issue.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Everybody's worried about. Can I fly across the neighbor's land? You absolutely can fly across the neighbor's land, but you can't like stop and look into his window.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, that is a whole different story of just flying across the neighbor's land.
Right.
Like I was looking for this buck down south, and trust me, I'm not looking in people's houses. And the guy, this dude comes rushing up the road, and he's like, stops. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, the hunter starts talking to him because I'm flying. Like, I don't have time to
You're busy.
shit. And he's like, "Well, that drone was down in front of my house looking in my window." I'm like, yeah, right. I record everything to my screen. Good luck. Like, this is not going to fly. Like, the shit that people come up with just to try to...
Looking in my window.
Yeah, it's...
Just because they don't want you there.
Yeah. Yep, didn't want me
I
there.
thought you were going to say the guy standing there like, "Hey, go check out and see what Fred's doing tonight."
Yeah. Yeah.
Fly and hit your buddy in the mouth.
Dan, Doug's on his 5th beer.
Idiot.
Loser.
This is a better asked question than what I just tried to ask you and fucking fell on my face. Stone asks, are they seeing a trend on where these marginal hit deer are bedding? Like, is there a certain terrain feature, such as a creek close by or bedding in thick cover, or is it just different with every deer?
It is just different with every deer. I'm trying to keep track of that, but, like, over the years we've heard... I'm not saying that they don't, but I have not... If I found a gut shot deer, it's not laying next to a creek. I've found plenty of gut shot deer laying on top of a hill, and then I've found some that are down by a creek, and they're just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things, like, gut shot deer look by water.
Yeah. It's like, no. I mean, you just seen that big buck lay his head down? There was not water anywhere close to there. Then that's where he died.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of wise tales and a lot of like blanket unknowns. Guys will put their hat on it and die on that hill of just, even if they don't know it's true or not, just old deer hunting wise tales.
Yep.
Which, like that old boy at the bar, buttermilk. You put that meat in buttermilk?
Oh,
I'm
gee.
like, God damn it.
Never heard that one.
Oh, yeah,
before.
buttermilk. No shit. You act surprised. Like, you never heard
that?
Wow, I ought to try that next time I shoot an antelope running 70 mile an hour.
Yeah.
70.
70.
Think about it.
You know what dove flies 70 mile an hour?
What's that?
He told us a dove flies at 70 mile an hour. Man. I don't know if that's true or not.
Like a morning dove or what?
Speeding dove.
Just a dove.
Okay.
Speeding dove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
My
Doug
drone
should
doesn't
know
even
this.
fly that fast.
How fast will it fly?
50 mile an hour.
Still flying.
Yeah.
Still
I can cover some area. Like,
How long can you fly before the battery's like not happening?
so I usually avoid that question, and people get pissed on TikTok. Like, one guy is like, "How long is it flying?" I'm like, "Well, let me show you. It just takes a battery swap. I can be back in the air in 45
I
seconds."
saw that TikTok. We should make a TikTok right now.
Yeah.
You want to? Can we take a segment of this podcast and do it just for TikTok? Because I feel like the dumbest people are on TikTok. Well, no, the dumbest people aren't on TikTok. The dumbest people comment on TikTok like
there you
they
go.
know what they're talking about.
Yeah, there you go.
You know. So if you want to make a TikTok sometime
We can
during
pull,
this
we can pull a
episode,
screenshot from
we
it.
should just act like we were talking about it, and then it's like, okay, go back to the actual episode. TikTok's over. So
How far can your drone go from you?
Well, it's rated to go 3 miles,
Jesus.
but you're not going to go 3 miles.
No, I wouldn't either.
I would.
You have it with you.
That's pretty far.
I don't have it with me here. No,
want
I
to
thought
see
about
this
bringing it. I was like,
I wanted
maybe
to
we
see
can
it.
go do some stuff.
See if you find my I'll go hide somewhere.
Oh, I could find you.
Yeah. Doug's ain't going 800 yards wounded or not.
I tried to run. I got bored.
Doug's going 50 yards and laying down somewhere.
He's at the bar.
You found me.
God damn it.
And there, see his mustache heats up.
He's back in the Hooters again.
Son of a bitch.
Doug's mustache just retains a lot of heat.
Just look up the screen.
Just you can see beer foam in Doug's mustache.
That's the only thing that's heated up.
So stupid. We kind of already covered this, but I'll read it anyway for Christian's sake. Has certain states you're aware of made any laws regarding using drones for recovery? If so, why do you think they believe? If so, why do you think they believe it should have laws?
I think there's states. A guy told me, like Arizona is a state that you can't use cameras, and the
Trail
reason,
cameras.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the reason that is
And Utah now too.
yeah, it's for certain areas it makes sense because deer have to congregate in one area or whatever to
Water
get
or
water
whatever, yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think there's states that it would make sense that they're not allowed to use, but my opinion is if it's used for recovering carcasses, it should be allowed everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And we're going to work on that somehow.
I agree. Yeah, I think
100%.
I think if it's really an ethical conclusion to a hunt that
I agree.
has an unfortunate circumstance. But if anybody hunts for long enough, these things happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you hunt,
not according to the TikTok commenters.
Right.
Just make better shots.
Yeah, practice more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
my deer goes 5 yards.
That's the one thing I hate about TikTok, man, is like these like vague comments with so much
Mine
certainty.
goes 5 inches.
It's like, God, you can't. I don't know. You just read TikTok comments.
Mine didn't go anywhere.
I hope it's a kid that's commenting. He just doesn't know yet. And I
But
hope
it's not.
You know, it's always some dude.
Why is
you
it
can tell
TikTok?
yourself that,
I
but
don't know.
you know it's
TikTok
not.
brings out the best of people.
It's always some dude in like his mom's basement or some guy that just hates his job and his wife and his kids.
Yeah, he's deer hunted for 2 years and shot 2 does.
And he doesn't
he's
even
an
have a
expert
proper name. It's like something name and a bunch of numbers.
User 696969.
Guys like that have a hard time seeing other people kill it. Like they're like, man, drone deer recovery's killing it. I'm fucking pissed.
I'm gonna shit on this guy.
Yeah, he's got 2
Yep,
views.
that's
I'm
it.
pissed.
Look at this. This guy's successful. I'm a piece of shit. So
Yeah.
Well, here's the bottom line. Nobody that's doing really good is shitting on somebody not doing as good as them.
Right.
Yep.
Amen.
It's very rare.
1,000%.
If you're doing something cool, if we're talking about something cool in a TikTok clip through the podcast, some dude's going to hate just because he's got nothing cool going on.
Yep.
He's like, I got one like. I did it.
And that
I
sucks.
win.
I win.
I win.
I shot a good 8-pointer on my own little slice of heaven on my own personal farm.
Nice. Good for you.
Not a giant, but a mature buck, like a 5.5-year-old buck. Kid on Instagram, high fence. I'm like, if I paid for a high fence 8-pointer, I got fucking ripped off.
So.
Yeah, he's like, must be nice. I thought he was kidding. I thought it was a listener because we always say like we hate the must be nice guys.
The high
So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, don't be a must be nice guy. Thought he was joking. Nope, I'm just thinking it must be easy having them tied up. And I'm like,
oh my gosh,
man.
High fence.
If this was high fence, it'd be a lot bigger than 150-inch A-pointer.
It better be over 200.
Yeah. You got gents that's a high fence.
You know that's what we got when we found that 200, because that was like one of the first deers. Deers. Wow. A little Dutch
Plural.
came out there. They were like high fence. It's a big friggin' deer.
Real big deer.
And the mask on that thing, jeez. Wow.
It blows my mind that people really think deer can't do that in the wild.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like, that's a big deer.
Yeah, it is.
It's a giant.
Deer get that big in the wild.
Yeah. Do you know what's even wilder? Is how many big deer I have gotten to see. Like, you haven't seen them all yet. I'll release them. That's not the biggest one I found this year.
Found dead or just seen flying?
Found dead and also seen flying.
I bet you it's so cool to just watch them doing their thing.
Oh, it is. And that's why it's like, when I have to watch them die, that one there, like, I was just like, I can't do this. Like, literally, I didn't even watch.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But when you watch a buck that's not wounded or a buck that's not suffering, I guess, or it's just doing big buck things, if you sit and watch it for a minute, it's got to just be so fascinating to just be able to see that clear of picture, just watching them live how they live.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think we should talk about that story that we have to be like careful about how we filmed it?
Now you have to talk about it.
Yeah. So this is wild. Okay. So comment on this. Like, let's hear your opinions. The people that are listening to this. I was hired to come find a buck that this guy has had on his farm for 3 or 4 years, and he showed up on camera with an injury in his shoulder and coyotes killing the buck.
Ooh.
And he's like, Mike, I can't let the coyotes eat this buck. Like, I know this buck, and I need to know where he is, like, now. He's dead. He's convinced he's dead. And
so he had him on trail camera.
Big deer.
With the coyotes on him.
Yes. Yes. And we're going to release this footage.
How long from the trail camera photo to when he called you?
It was probably 6 hours.
Okay.
Like, so the coyotes had the big buck on camera for like 4 hours. They pinned him there in front of the camera. They were killing this thing. Like, because he was injured. We don't know what the injury is for sure, but my gut feeling is I believe that somebody tried poaching the deer. And he has an injury that is getting him down, and the coyotes can smell him, and he isn't able to move like he would normally. And so this is the only buck that he has wanted to shoot and kill for the last 3 years. And now the thing's going to die and be pooped out by coyotes. He's not having it. So he hires me out to find this buck. And I am going to fly to Cincinnati with my drone and find this buck. I'm just not going to quit till I find him. And I did find the buck. Big deer, like probably in the 200s. Mm-hmm. And the coyotes had not killed him yet when I found him, but he was completely downgraded already. And
bedded?
Yeah, he had bedded. Flat, not good. Like, deer don't like laying flat. And you could see where his feet were going back and forth. Like, he's struggling, and he's trying to get up. Yep. And
were there coyotes around him when you found him?
Yep, we found the coyotes about 75 to 100 yards from where he was laying. And okay, so he originally said, Mike, he's going to be in this area. This is where he's going to go. And I looked there, and I looked for 2 hours in that area because the hunter, I have to do what he tells me to an extent. And finally, I tell him, the coyotes are in there. The deer is not dead there. If he's dead there, I would have found him. The coyotes are there because there's cover, but this buck is right outside of this area, is my opinion. And I told him, we got to quit looking in this area. We have to go outside. The buck's going to be outside of this area. Still alive, is my opinion. And I did find him just like, 5 minutes after I told him that.
Interesting.
Found him. The sad story of this whole thing is he got permission from the neighbor to go recover the deer because he felt like he's going to die there. And he wasn't there the next day. So
really?
It's like,
so he moved.
Yeah. You know, the coyotes may have moved in once it got dark.
True.
And he got that adrenaline, got him back up, and went on.
So no conclusion to that story.
Yep. Just freaking hanging out there. It's like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's insane.
So, all right, here's where I'm at. I do think drones should have guns to kill coyotes.
Those suckers are, they piss me off.
I agree with that.
That's the only thing, and I know you hate that comment. That's the only time, like, predator control.
Yeah, same night when we found that deer. We went, and my cousin had hit a buck that I found earlier. He smoked him in the shoulder, and then he put a good arrow in him, and he just felt like he wants me to come out and recover him. And so it's kind of a story to go on YouTube, because I made a YouTube video of him not getting his deer. Now we made a video of him then successfully getting the deer. But by the time I got there, 2 coyotes on the buck already. Yeah.
It don't take anything, especially in the Midwest, for a coyote to get on a deer.
Nope. Oh, shit. I mean, your big 18-inch G2 buck, how long did we wait? An hour?
2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah.
And the whole one side was already eaten out.
Yeah. That's
wild.
Gosh.
We went viral last fall. Didn't we, Austin?
Oh, yeah. I shot a big deer and wasn't sure of the hit, so I left him overnight, and the coyotes had totally cleaned him by the next morning.
Yeah,
they ate his ears off. They ate his nose off. Like, he was
my God.
totally gone. I'd never seen anything like it.
Your drone footage would have been wild of that.
Yeah, it would have been crazy.
It's a huge red circle.
But in our neck of the woods, like, we've played this game long enough. You know, a lot of us here bow hunted for 15-plus years, and if you hit one and you have to leave it lay, it's just part of the game. Like, the coyotes are going to find it.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yes, the meat gets wasted because we want to eat it, but nothing in nature really gets wasted.
Yeah.
I know that sucks to say it that way, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, the coyotes can go eat rabbits. They don't have to eat legendary bucks that, we want to.
We should tell them that.
Right. Austin, is that camera on? Is a red dot on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going.
Yeah, they shouldn't eat legendary deer. That's just for us. You know what I mean?
I don't know why they don't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should just.
Yeah, the more I think about that, the more I think of the deer that I've found that coyotes have jacked up the thing. I found this one buck, smoked. I mean, this was an actual smoked shot, but rain was moving in, so they quickly went after him. Mm-hmm. Well, they jumped him about 20 yards from the initial shot, and by the time I got there, they're like, he ran out this way. And they were like, hey, he can't go far. Like, it's a double lung or whatever. And I find him, he's 350 yards from the...
Shit.
Yo, I know, holy shit. But at this point, the deer's head is literally laying down. I drop a pin on him, and they're all seeing it. So I'm not telling them, this, and they're seeing it. They're like, yep, he'll be there in the morning. We'll just go back and get him then.
Yeah.
They go back in the morning. Deer's gone. I'm like, no. Coyote tracks in the bed. So the coyotes got to him just before he died. I'm like, okay, I'll come back and I'll look and I'll find this sucker. And I looked all over the place, and I can go a long way with my drone. Did not find the deer back. Wow. I literally think that the coyotes jumped him, and he went in a straight line for as long as he could go in a straight line. And that may have been a mile. That may have been 2 miles, but I didn't find him. Wow. That sucks.
Do you ever... I'm really wondering if the DNR is not going to contact you to do, find as many coyotes as you can, find as many bobcats as you can, like doing real... I mean, because they do that in Texas with the helicopters, don't they? With their...
Yep. They definitely need to. The wardens that I've met out in the field already, building relationship, it's like, after they see the technology, it's like, we need this. And it's,
they could use your... I mean, a lot of them around us, because Iowa's like county-based doe tags, so they're going out taking a number each year, and that's how they base it off how many doe tags
they do it with. What do they do it with? Do you know?
I have no idea. I think they just...
When I used to work for the DNR in Iowa, we'd drive around at night with a spotlight, and we'd do inventory surveys and just kind of take counts. Okay. Something like this would obviously be far more accurate.
Way more fun, too.
Yeah. But even like city hunts like Davenport, I think they take a number and they give out so many doe tags a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is going to change the game on big properties where people really manage hard. to know how many deer they have on their property. It's so easy to figure out. There's a guy in Tennessee with a high fence. He's going to have us come down and do a survey for him.
Like buck-to-doe ratio survey?
I don't know. He just said, I want to know how many animals are on.
Okay. So say I have a 200-acre farm in central Iowa. And I'm like, hey, come on out. I want to know exactly how many does and how many bucks are on the farm right now when you come out. Is it, like, how accurate is it? Like, are you finding every deer?
Yeah.
I love how confident you are, and that just shows, like, how good it is.
I'm telling you.
He's taking a football field with...
Well, I'm just saying, like, is there a chance that one gets by you?
Yeah, if he's under a log or in a pond.
Okay. Well, drones can't land in water. We learned that.
We got a swimmer.
No.
We got a swimmer.
Wait, what about in the wintertime when it's ice?
Listen, that's what I was fucking told. Take it up with Jordan. Right?
I mean, Kevin's been with me, the camera guy here, with everything that I've done, and I would say you're as confident as I am now, just watching the technology.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I can see that, but it's incredible. It's way better and way more impressive
than I thought.
Than I wrap my head around. Because it's like,
oh, dude, it's wild. Like when I first started, I have a lease, and I'm like, I wonder how many deer are on here. And I looked, and I'm like, holy shit, this is why I'm not getting the big bucks. They see me coming. I see right where they lay now.
Yeah, a lot of that.
And there's 40 of them out there. No wonder.
Oh, I want one.
That is interesting.
It could answer all the questions when you sit in a tree stand for hours and you think about, man, where's my big 8 at right now? What's he doing? It answers all those questions that you think about when you're sitting in the tree stand.
Yep.
Pick me.
Kurt.
Does it ruin the fun of hunting? Like, if you know what your big 8's doing, for me, that adds to a little bit of the allure. Like, if you could just fly up and be like, that's where he's at. Not going hunting now because he's not going to come, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where this gets dangerous?
I guess
I think you're drawing the line there.
I think it goes to each individual. You have to police yourself. Like, what do you want hunting to be? Because what you want it to be might not be what the next guy wants.
Right. Yeah, for sure. That is.
Like, you guys might run trail cameras, but there's people that don't run trail cameras. And why is that? Because they want to be surprised what shows up.
Yeah. I think being able to use these drones for scouting and things of that nature is a slippery slope. But when you're using it to recover wounded animals, I think it's got its place.
Yeah,
I really do.
100%.
Agree. My opinion, and of course, my opinion don't mean fuck all, but that's the line.
Yep.
But for educational purposes and biology and surveys,
you
and
could
deer
answer
herd health,
every question that you've ever had with one of these things.
Yeah. I mean,
100%.
If somebody wants to come across and do like a county survey for every 40-acre piece across whatever county, that'd be really interesting to see those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would nerd out on that.
Oh, dude, it's wild.
Are you guys like, you keep track of everything? Like, you know, I can just see like a book that you guys could put out every 2 years of all the statistics.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of a lot of stuff, broadheads and that type of thing.
It's very cool, man.
Yep.
God damn, is it is.
We could sit here for another 4 hours of that.
Perfect.
Okay, we got one more question here. James Gibson. Any crazy stories? Neighbors shooting at his drone or anything like that?
Super illegal. That's a federal offense.
All right, noted. What if the deer dies in a thicket or in a large patch of timber when leaves are still on the trees?
Leaves on the trees can be done. It just takes longer. So if I, right now leaves are off. Let's say I find a deer in 10 minutes. That deer might take me 40 to 50 minutes to find. Because I'm looking through smaller holes. Because there's holes through canopies, and I just have to hit the angle properly to get that blip. And once
that makes sense.
Yep.
And he asks, any certain scenarios where this could be better than a tracking dog? I say almost always this is better than
guaranteed. I've looked for deer that I felt bad. Nothing against the dog guys. There's definitely space for them, but there's often times when the deer gets jumped when it's not dead. Like, I can find it if.
Have you ever been? You don't have to say yes or no. Have you ever been on a call where their dogs were there, but then they called you after that?
No, I mean, I've gone on calls that the dogs were there and then jumped their deer, and now they want to find it back.
Do you ever get in any fist fights with dog tracking guys?
No. I mean, I don't think they like me for sure on TikTok. They're like, take a dog out, it's more like hunting. It's whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
It is what it is.
anytime that technology touches hunting in any way, whether you agree with it or not, it creates interesting conversation.
100%.
I think it's good. It's healthy conversation, though, right?
Like, yeah. This buck here, this sucked as well. Went onto the neighbor's land, and by the time I got there, coyotes had him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
how many coyotes do you see just doing their thing when you fly? Like, not on a deer, but just out and about?
Not that much. They're hard to find in the daytime chilling. Like, so in the nighttime, I'm finding them usually on deer. Because I'm not looking for that. Like, I'm not wasting my time on that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing them probably, but I'm not like going and looking.
Yeah. Speaking Amish PA Dutch.
Yeah, because they're talking and it's getting that audio, and I'm like, oh, geez, I got to put something in there.
Okay, I got some Amish questions when it comes to technology, like with a drone.
Yeah.
So, what can Amish...
You can see that deer's laying flat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't miss
See
that.
his head right there.
But
wow.
Dead.
God, that's the crazy part when you really zoom up with the camera.
Dude, what the government sees everything Doug does when he's alone. We're so
screwed.
You know what's crazy?
That, Doug.
If you can go buy this technology, what does the government have?
Oh, yeah. It's wild.
Is that coyotes?
No.
Or is that just blood?
No.
It's just heat?
I wondered about that.
Dude, that is so crazy.
So can you see a good blood trail?
If we're seeing this from 400 feet, the government is watching Doug just do whatever he does at his house alone.
Take it all in, baby.
Just
take it all in.
Do you think the government can see through our like the roof on our houses and see right in what we're doing?
Probably not through the roof because we got too thick of insulation.
Oh, okay. Just see Doug in there thrusting.
Maybe if they have X-ray. But, yeah.
Doug's always gonna catch him in that 4-second window.
Doug's always on his porch, though.
This was a cool find.
Wow,
because this guy was like, yeah, I think I shot he's maybe like 120. 160-inch box. No, 177 inches later.
Oh, really?
Jeez.
Yeah, pretty wild.
So you think that is blood?
I don't
pretty
know.
big to be blood, I would think.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
I think...
what the hell is that?
What's that?
That's a light.
So there's a light on these stuff.
So that was my wide. This is my zoom.
Like a spotlight?
Yes.
So when it... you say you do a lot of recoveries for Amish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is all within the realm of, like, what they can and can't do. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm ignorant to that.
Oh, dude, I am ignorant as well, and I grew up Amish. Like, there's some Amish that they're not allowed trail cameras. I'm like, what? When did this become a thing? But
that guy's stuck.
So,
yeah, he totally got stuck. Yeah,
nerd. So
you pull him out with your drone. That'd be hilarious.
I like how you recorded it.
This is the kind of shit I'd be doing with my drone.
Savage.
Out there peeing, zooming in on him.
I go down and fly a circle around him just to let him know that I'm there.
How can you talk through your drone? How embarrassing?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
How loud is it?
Loud.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I would just...
That's a whole nother market that you can get into.
I would just chase kids on Halloween. Nightmare. Chasing them around town.
Gee whiz.
Dude, that is so incredible. All right, back to the Amish thing. Keep trying to get this out. Like, what can they do technology-wise and can't do? I don't know anything about it.
Well, it's so... There's like super low order, you would call them. Like, they can't have anything. And then there's some that are like modern. I don't know.
Like
what do you call it,
Mennonites?
Kevin?
They say high and low.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like God likes the ones that don't use technology more, and then he hates the ones that do.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm kidding. I don't know if any of that's appropriate.
Yeah, it's hard to say like what can they do and what can't they do with technology because it's
can they have phones, cell phones?
Some can, some can't.
Okay, I had a question too, and I don't know if you even know this, but it's something that like when we were in Harrisburg, because there's not a lot of Amish around us. There's like very small pockets. Like out. Not around where our studio is, but every one of them has like a different hat on.
Yo.
And I was like, hey, man, what's that hat mean? Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just was genuinely curious. And
then just different brands of them. It's wild.
That's it. Just that's lame, man. I was really hoping for a better.
No. If you come to our area, I'll take you around and then I can show you where they live and how their properties look different from the next one. But yeah, it's
it's interesting.
It is interesting.
I feel bad asking anything like.
No, ask anything you want, because when I first started going with Jared, they had some of the off-the-wall questions for me about Amish. I was like...
Yeah, you explain that a little bit, because now that you say that, I want to make that connection. Because when we talked, you're like, I listened to all the ones that you've done with Jared and the Whitetail Adrenaline crew. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, then...
Yeah, I filmed for Jared for 7 years. I've known Jared for 10 years. I kind of weaseled my way in there, and I don't know how... detailed story we want to get into.
That's a good story, but I guess I don't know.
I'm sure you've seen some interesting shit with him.
Oh yeah. It's the real deal though. Like when I was watching them as a fan, you might think like, well, is it really like that? And I'm like, holy shit, it's like that.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Those guys hustle.
Yeah. I was with him when we got stuck in South Dakota in that deep snowdrift. Chancey is pissed in the truck, and he's like, "We gotta get fucking out of here." And we're just hauling ass through there. Have you watched that one?
I watched them all. So I just need to go back.
I was in there, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is wild."
They're highly requested to have on all the time.
Yeah,
doing a podcast with Whitetail Adrenaline is a very challenging, fun, and frustrating experience.
Trying to keep
it is, especially when you get them all together.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
a shit show when you get them all together.
I believe it. The last one, it was so much of like talking at the same time.
That's
I was
the
like,
problem. Yeah.
I was like, I almost can't take this anymore.
That was probably at the one show, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was in here when we were all yelling. Well, the Grizzly Stick one was pretty in the reins, but when Chancey was in here and Tanner was in here and everyone's having conversation here, conversation over there, and I'm the only one with my headset up loud, so I hear how it sounds, and I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, guys, so next time they're all in, I'm cranking everyone's headset as loud as it'll go, and then they'll know how it sounds. But it's also kind of the fun of having Whitetail Adrenaline.
Oh yeah,
in the studio,
because it's so chaotic.
You're getting the real deal. Like, and that's how it is.
Yeah,
in the field, it is that chaotic at times.
Doing trade shows with them, we were booth neighbors with them at every show.
We stayed with them,
and we stayed with them.
Yeah,
those boys wear you out.
Yeah, you did it for 7 years, Dude,
they are exactly what everyone thinks they are, but that's what makes them
Whitetail Adrenaline.
Real interesting characters are like that.
Yep.
People that aren't any fun and they're calm and normal and in the reins aren't fucking that interesting.
Yeah, I get it. This is another Amish dude, smoked a big buck. I guess he's more of a fisherman than a hunter. They took him out and got him a big buck. This deer was smoked. But it was a big caliber deer, and they didn't want a chance pushing him out if he was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I found him. Well, the whole video, I had some drone issues, and I was freaking out. And then Kevin's over here. What's going on, Mike? Tell me what's going on. I'm like, dude, I'm here to help the customer. I'm not making content, although it makes good content. I'm like, give me a second here, because the drone, all the lights are shutting off. I can't reach it anymore. It's just shutting off. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to move the whole drone up the hill, take off through this small little hole through the trees.
Ooh,
$20,000 drone, no big deal.
In the dark.
Yeah, in the dark. Yeah.
So if a drone takes a spill, I mean,
it took a spill. Did you not see the video?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yep. 20,000.
Is it fucked? Is it fucked? Or is it like, do you have insurance on these things?
Oh, I have insurance.
You have to have insurance on something like that, for sure.
Yeah, we got it repaired. But
I've watched a lot of your but a lot of it's just been algorithm. And I'm like, I'll watch. I'm like, damn, it's cool. And that's, I'm like, I got to.
Yeah, it's not, you're not going to the profile to watch it. It's like, it just shows up on for you.
But I've seen a lot of them just like that. But I'll tell you now, I'm going to go through your entire YouTube and TikTok library and watch every fucking video.
Yeah, we're going to probably release that episode of what actually happened. Is that next week, maybe? Yeah, so after, So
what's your guys' like YouTube release schedule going to be like? That mic's on, man, if you want to hop on there and throw your headset on.
Release schedule is, right now I'm doing one a week for sure. Try to do two. I got a lot of content stored away, and oh my gosh, and Kevin's like, "How do you keep it all straight?" And I'm like, "I don't."
Are you enjoying filming all this, Kevin?
Oh, it's great. Yep.
Because you don't come from a deer hunting background.
No, I've only lived in Ohio for 5 years. Never hunted before. My father-in-law took me gun hunting once. The first time I shot the gun was in a deer stand with him. Shot a little buck through the heart.
That's the very first time you ever shot a gun.
Yeah. Well, other than like a BB gun and a 22.
Oh yeah.
You never even practiced with the gun. You just went.
Oh my god.
He's just like,
That's bizarre.
And just smoked it.
So you have an interesting background. We talked briefly at dinner. What'd you guys think of the depot?
So
fantastic.
Kevin here that's now talking is my cameraman, Drone Deer Recovery. I didn't know if they knew he hopped in here.
Full time.
We didn't introduce him.
Yeah. What's that?
We didn't introduce him.
Well, you said Kevin and he hopped on. It made sense to me.
Yeah.
What's up, Kevin?
What's up, Kevin?
All good. Yep.
Full-time Drone Deer Recovery cameraman.
Yep. And more than that. I mean, he is good at what he does. Built a website, working on t-shirt designs and hoodies and all kinds of stuff. But anyhow, where did you come from or grow up?
Yes, I grew up in El Salvador, Central America. Lived there for 25 years. Moved to Thailand. Lived there for 4 years. Met a girl from Ohio. So
in Thailand?
In Thailand, yeah.
What the hell was she doing in Thailand?
We were working
Your wife went there.
Well, I know, but she drug you back to Ohio.
Working at the same nonprofit. So,
oh no, cool.
So yeah, came back. But I mean, I'm new to the U.S. Like I'm a U.S. citizen because my parents are, but just lived here for 5 years, and like I get to go with Mike on all these hunting things. It's like I know nothing about it. So, and when the Amish community as a whole is really stoic and they're really conservative, and they I think basically they're trained from when they're really young not to show emotion. But like the one time that they'll actually kick back and be real and be excited is around a dead carcass of an animal, and I think it's just the weirdest thing.
the way you just gave those adjectives is like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
we can relate.
Yeah. Never seen an Amish man as excited as I have looking at a dead deer.
Yeah.
Which one stands out to you? Just like
the
200 or was
the
it
200?
I mean, it was wild.
Like we couldn't go recover it. We thought it was probably dead. We couldn't go recover it till 14 or 20. He had probably
14 people showed up before we could go get it.
How many brothers did he have? Did he have, was it 5 or 7 or
18?
something?
It was a bunch.
Just because they had all known about the deer and wanted to
big deal.
They wanted to be a part of it.
Nephews and nieces and these little Amish kids are out there.
Yeah.
And it's just it's like a whole family ordeal. I mean, this is this is it. I mean,
did do the size of the deer, does that something that took you by surprise, not being familiar with them?
Yeah, he doesn't know. So when I was telling him about this 200 deer, I was like, Kevin, this is rare. This is super rare. And he's like, what?
It's just a big one.
Is that a good one? That's really interesting. I'm just curious. When you see a 200 incher, what do you think when you see it?
I mean, when I saw that 200 incher that we one of the first episodes we shot, I mean, I thought it was cool. It's but I don't understand the the magnificence of it. I'm just that's a cool deer. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's a big deer. But
did you grow up speaking English?
I did.
I was gonna say because
you don't have much of an accent.
Yeah, do some Spanish. I'm sure there's somebody that listens that can do Spanish.
Yeah. Hola, mi nombre es Kevin.
Okay, that's probably how you doing.
No, my name is Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Can you speak Thai as well?
Can't speak a few words, not a lot of Thai.
Yeah.
Your wife?
Cool. I think she can go about her day in Thailand and be dangerous, but I don't think she could hold a conversation.
No. Yeah, Kevin's been interesting to bring into this because it's a guy that never grew up around it is seeing this thing blow up in front of his face. It's these people are serious about deer. I'm like, yeah.
Does it get you interested in hunting more?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Especially the bow aspect, the artistry and the skill and I mean, honestly, I thought before it was just kind of stupid how much time and money people, like I kind of always laughed at it.
Yeah.
Like the time and money that people spend.
It is kind of stupid.
You say it like that.
Hey, ask me how I know.
No, it's dumb. Yeah.
But I mean, there's something like when you see the journey, like you hear the stories of people following bucks for 2 years.
Yeah.
You kind of understand what it means to them. And
you want to do it.
I want to do it.
So we've been analyzing, a lot of people are like, well, I hit him right here. And then Kevin's talking to me. He's like, how are they getting this wrong? I'm like, Kevin, let me take you hunting and let's see how it goes. Like, remember exactly where you hit the deer, how the antlers looked and all this stuff.
Yeah, where it went.
Yeah.
Which way it went.
Yeah, which way it went.
What was his posture like? What was he doing?
Yep. Try to remember it all because you're going to get so hyped when this starts coming down that it's just all over the place.
Yeah, that's one of the most frustrating things, like shooting with Mike, is about, like the one night we had like 3 or 4 nights or 3 or 4 recoveries in a row where you're out there looking for something. There's no photos, so you don't know, you don't know what the buck is you're looking for.
And they're telling us that, well, when you find him, we'll be able to know if it's the buck or not. Yeah,
and it's like, it's a 160, it's a 170 or whatever, and it's shot on the right side, high, whatever. And about 30 minutes in, you find a buck shot on the right side, high, and...
but the antlers are too small.
It's like a 140. It's like,
that's not mine.
Not mine.
No, it's happened. You want to talk about frustrated dude. Yep. We were looking for a 130. And I found one that was 115 shot in the shoulder high, like his was, but he said it's not my deer.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I'm being serious, and I was pissed because I don't care if the deer's dead or alive. I'm finding your deer. So after that, it's like he's telling me I'm only accepting a buck that's dead, right? Like if that is, he told us he shot it in the right side high, but it's a 130-inch deer to him. Now I find a buck that is shot right side high, but he's about a 115, and he says it's not my deer.
And don't forget they called all the neighbors to see if anybody else has shot a buck. Nobody else shot a buck, that night or the day.
Well, you got to keep in mind too, guys, when they're field judging animals on the hoof. We've been doing this how long, Kurt? 15, 20, 25 years.
This is my 20th year hunting.
If you get within 10 inches, you're doing pretty good after years of experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't do it. You can't look at a trail camera picture, and you can't look at him on the hoof and say, well, he's not 115,
break
he's
down
125.
what you just did tonight.
Well, yeah, I was getting trail camera pictures of this deer all season. Went in, saw him 3 times. He looked like a stud. Had him come out, walk down the trail perfect at 30 yards tonight, and I let him walk because I misjudged him. He was 10, 15 inches smaller than what I thought he was looking at pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
But if you would have just went off what you thought in pictures and shot him.
If I'd have shot him, I'd have walked up on a 150-inch deer when I thought he was closer to 170.
Yeah. And with the drone, we can get a good enough look at him. Like, they can analyze the thing for a little bit. It's not happening in, 40 seconds like it is maybe on the shot. It's like, trust me, dude, the thing just got smaller. It's all right. Just say it's yours, and then I'll move on to the next one.
Right.
Yep. But,
how irritating.
Oh, then I called the next guy the same night, and I was pissed. I told Kevin that I'm done with this. Like, because, again, it's not about the money. I want to find the deer.
Yeah.
And I called the dude, and it's another Danner Amish. It's like, it's a
we talking shit about the Danner Amish?
I was going to say it's a breed of Amish.
A breed.
Do they make boots?
Easy, careful, boys. Reel in.
It's a, I don't know what to call it. It's a brand.
Make the fireplaces?
What?
Which Amish make the fireplaces?
They make boots. Danner?
No,
I have no idea.
in Oregon.
But it's a church district or something. They're called Danners, and I guess they're not allowed to run cameras. So I call them, and it's already late. I'm pissed, and it's late. And I was like, "Do you have any pictures of this buck that we're gonna come find?" He's like, "No, but I watched him come in for 120 yards, and if you find him from the front, I'll know." I look at Kevin. I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're going."
Okay,
let's go, Kevin.
Yeah, we go up there.
Kevin's just like, whatever.
Yeah. And this will be coming out on YouTube. We documented this whole thing, and we go up there, and I look, and about 50 minutes in, I find a big buck. Look at him from the front. He's like, "Yep, mine." No, wait, I'm not sure. Oh, what? No, you said it was, now you're not sure. Well, I think it is, but I can't tell for sure. Dude, I did not see the buck. You tell me if this is your buck or not. You told me on the way up here that you're going to be able to tell me if it's your buck or not. So I'm like, forget it. We wrapped it up. We had to regroup. We had another one to go find. I was like, we're going to Waffle House. We got to regroup.
We're going to Waffle House.
We did. It was 2:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. We went to Waffle House. We're talking. This is just so dumb of people trying to say that they're going to be able to tell us what deer that they shot at with no pictures. No. Here's another wild one.
I love these
stories. Keep them coming, dude.
I love these stories. So
we got all night.
The guy shoots a buck, a big buck. He has a picture of it, but he has a picture of it right in the front. Like, so he didn't turn, so you couldn't see his main beam. I find this buck about 300 yards from where it was shot. This buck is laying in the daytime, and I find it, and I zoom in up on him, and I go all around him. He's like, well, he has the same characteristics, but his main beam is broke in front of his G3. In front of his G3, it's broke because we can see it from the side, but you can't see that on his trail camera. And so he's like, yeah, it's not my buck. And I search the whole property, can't find his buck. And then we're like, okay, I just can't find him. Left. Yesterday, he sends me a picture of the buck that I found. His buddy shot it. It was his buck. He had an injury under his leg that he hit him.
Wow.
Yeah, a week later. So I was successful on that locate, but he didn't think that was his buck because he couldn't see it on picture.
So bizarre.
Are guys doing this because they don't want to pay the extra $100?
No, I don't think it's that. I just think that there's so much crap that can go wrong and that you just don't think about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and a lot of times it's tough to ID a deer. Like in the heat of the moment,
it's
easy to get things mixed up.
Well, and a lot of guys just want so badly to find a dead deer. Like they want to go out and recover the deer
dead
that night.
Yeah.
They're like, if it's not this one, if we just keep looking, will we find it?
Yeah. Like they want to find a dead deer.
Yeah.
But most deer aren't dead. I mean, I'd say 50% of them are still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, if they're calling you, there's already a problem, right?
It's crazy because you can just know for sure.
What do you mean?
Like you take a lot of the mystery out of like.
Oh yeah.
Like okay, just we all know what it's like. You hit a deer back.
The not knowing.
You back out. It drives you nuts all night. You feel sick. You feel terrible. And I think everyone listening to this is going to be 99.9% a hunter and is going to know what I'm saying. I don't even really need to explain it. But you feel terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You wanted to make a good shot.
Yeah.
You wanted the animal to die ethically and fast and clean, and it eats you alive.
Yeah.
One,
you ain't sleeping.
You're not sleeping. One, you spent a lot of money, a lot of time from your job, from your family, your hard-earned money that you may or may not have.
Yeah.
And you finally get your moment. Something goes wrong. It's not a good feeling all around.
It's not.
And if
We've all been there.
Yeah, we all have. If you do it long enough, you're going to go through it.
100%.
And if you can have somebody come in like you and take away some of the mystery of like, okay, we don't want to bust through there and bump this deer off and not recover him, but we can go up and fly, see if he's dead or alive before the coyotes get him. If he's suffering or if he's going to die, we know, can we do something or do we wait and go in and make a good recovery or a timely recovery? It just eliminates a lot of what's going on.
Dude, it is
a lot of what
coolest thing since sliced bread. I'm just telling you. Like, once you guys, like, if I would have brought it and we would have went and analyzed some deer, seeing it in real life, it blows people's minds.
Austin, you should have shot that one.
The one tonight, could have had a field trip.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I would love to be along for the ride on a recover with this.
Yeah.
It's got to be the coolest shit to see.
And dude, when I find it and it's dead, I'm jacked.
Oh, I bet.
Like, what's cool about it is I get to experience it over.
Sorry, I'm watching this fucking video while I'm trying to talk to you. I need to shut it off.
Yeah.
It's no wonder you have exploded the way you've exploded in this short amount of time.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And it helps that you're like good on camera. Kevin's a magician on.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I could bring the energy up.
No, you're a good talker, man.
Kevin makes you look good.
It's so interesting that even people that aren't into hunting are going to be like into this.
Oh,
you know, it's going to open a lot of people's eyes to the sport. I think
definitely people watching that don't even hunt.
Yeah,
I have a guy's wife in Colorado. He called me. He's like, dude, my wife doesn't like watching hunting, but she's watching you. I'm like.
I'm calling this right now.
Yeah.
You're going to get approached by a network.
That's what we're looking for because we're putting a lot of money into this.
Dude, like Discovery could fucking do a whole series on this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And even just you doing recoveries, but doing side missions for biologists and shit.
I know.
Finding Bigfoot. Ooh. We need you out. We haven't found him. It's been fucking 10 seasons.
Bigfoot don't have a chance.
Let's do that.
Dude, have you seen? I saw a TikTok the other day. Somebody in a Bigfoot suit, and they made it look sweaty. And it's like Bigfoot still making it out after 10 seasons of finding Bigfoot. And he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. And there's some sweet content coming. I mean, we haven't even released a quarter of it. There's some. Really
if Finding Bigfoot called you, would you go?
I don't know. Probably.
You got it.
The money's got to be right.
Yeah.
We need you to come out to the.
You got to find a New Jersey Devil.
The backwoods of Washington State.
Never heard of it?
No.
Haven't heard that one either.
I haven't either.
Look it up. Call me.
Hey, what have I heard about this hot chip something?
Ooh.
Oh, glad you asked.
It's getting spicy around here.
It got spicy.
Things are getting hot. Eric's sweating.
Nope.
I ain't sweating yet.
There's my button. I had to find it. Forgot how I had it laid out. I hit this one first.
To Eric.
What happened, Doug?
Well, I could have used you, actually.
Oh, no. I don't know if that's...
Now the people are actually going to wonder, now, wait, did he use you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Timing's just good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just perfect timing. So I shot a buck Saturday, and I found him today. Finally.
How many days is that?
Cool story, bro. Next subject.
So what? Today's Wednesday, so it's been four days.
Yeah, it's been 4 days.
Yeah,
but I jumped him Saturday night, and then of course it rained Saturday and all day Sunday while I was looking for him. So I had no information to go off of. Then I had to go back to work. Of course,
drone would have been nice.
Yeah, it would have been. Would have found him in. I'm gonna guess 2 minutes.
I was gonna say
you would have found him so fast.
Yeah, if you would have pointed me in the right direction,
it would have been game over.
Trust me.
I don't even think it'd been 2 minutes.
Well, we're gonna tell the full story on its own exclusive podcast, but this podcast is airing before that, and we need to talk about what things. The chip challenge was starting to get pulled into deep water, as I would like to say, as far as getting into where you guys in Iowa were going to have to bow hunt around some upcoming firearm seasons. And I don't know the exact dates and how it all lays out, but it kind of puts a chokehold on you guys in Iowa for your bow season.
Yep.
So it comes basically this Saturday to the December 19th, no bow hunting.
Yep.
At all. Even if you have a firearm tag, you can't bow hunt?
No, not at all.
I don't like that.
Only during the muzzleloader season, and that's outside of the 19-day.
Yep. Yeah. So the 19th we can come back in and start bow hunting, and that's also late muzzleloader season.
So from December 19th to January 10th, you can bow hunt.
So just like you get kind of over here in Illinois, you know how you can use archery equipment on a firearms tag?
Mm-hmm.
So we can use archery equipment on a muzzleloader tag.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we just can't use archery equipment on a shotgun.
Why don't they change that? What's it matter if you have your firearm tag and you wear orange? Why can't you bow hunt?
Illinois used to be the same way.
Yeah.
They changed it 5 years ago or so, roughly.
I don't know.
It's one thing our state's doing right.
How long does the season go? Like, how many days after you can go back hunting? Well,
so the 19th of December, and then the season closes on the 10th of January.
Okay.
So less than a month.
Good luck. May the odds ever be in your favor.
Thank you.
I didn't. As of right now, the round 2 has ended, and Doug got it done at the end of round 2, and there's 1 round left.
Yeah.
And I am rooting for Eric. I was a very neutral moderator before because we did a press conference about this bet, right? This is and I was the moderator. Well, Doug conveniently forgot about last week's podcast for some punene, and so that made me team Eric by default because I wanted to stay neutral, but the balance scale just went thump in Eric's favor.
That was a dumb decision.
Well, I had no other choice.
You leave me no choice.
This has been like one of the toughest seasons ever. Doug and I were texting one day in the tree, and we're like, Doug texts me, he goes, should we just eat this goddamn chip?
You, that chip
so we can get this over with and
you
kill
guys
some
just
deer.
both eat it together. That way you can
we had a serious conversation about
cursed
it.
Us, I think I didn't see like hardly anything worth shooting all season.
That's why I don't do like side bets and shit.
It's just, I don't know. It was rough.
That would have been just as entertaining though if you guys were like, all right, let's meet in,
we'll just
eat
film
the
it,
chip
we'll
together,
eat the chip.
and then let's move on with this season. That would have actually been pretty good.
I mean, we were this close.
Look at that shot.
Yeah, look at that shot. I find a lot of those like that.
Bet it up.
I got 10 inches penetration, but you look if I look for a shoulder shot deer, that 10 inches of penetration you got actually skipped on the shoulder and it got lodged up in the kind of like the armpit. Never even made it into the cavity.
I didn't think about that.
More than one that I found like that. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Now, if you're shooting something heavy like what Jared does, you'll pop through that, but not these mechanical. Forget it. I mean,
are you mechanical?
No. Actually, I do love them. Shoot them through the gut. I guarantee I'll find them. Yep.
Yeah.
Just got to stay off that shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the guts. Let the coyotes keep him out.
I've heard that before.
No, but if you shoot a fixed blade through the gut, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, just because
it's just not as big of a
not as much damage.
Yeah,
I have been very hardcore team fixed blade for whitetails this year. Well, since Africa.
Yep, okay. Africa changed my mind for
like
sure.
Like a single blade or like
just fixed blade.
Okay.
I'm not against. I've never shot like single or.
I think I might go back to mechanical for whitetail.
I like mechanical for whitetail. You've got a big kill zone there. I mean, you've got from the shoulder crease to the hind leg. I mean, you've got a big kill zone there.
I
think it would have helped me for sure.
Yeah.
I would just stay away from the shoulder at all.
Like,
I would do 4 inches behind the shoulder.
I aim double lung liver to where I usually aim. I aim deliberately a little further back than a lot of guys, but with a mechanical head, I've played that game. I've hit him in the shoulder, and that's a 0.
Yeah,
it's not a fun time.
No.
Yeah,
nobody wins.
I'm a lung guy. That's where I go. But I will tell you, on the last buck I shot,
here you go.
Fucking cranked him.
Dude,
God, you got a crowd there, huh?
Yeah. So here I fly the drone 400 feet above the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I can find the deer dead at that altitude, and this is where your little $7,000-$8,000 cameras won't do this. See this? Ready? And boom. Zoom, and you'll be able to see this.
There's your deer.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Good camera work, Kev.
Dude, no, that was me.
No, filming this.
No, he's not filming this.
Gone. Who is?
I am.
What?
Laverne. Yep. I have another little guy. This is with my phone. Yep. Watch how. Look what this deer looks like from that far off.
Sorry, Kevin. I was trying to give you some credit.
Yeah, thanks.
You can see him.
Hey, I got your
there.
back.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Why did I not put the other?
If people are like, what are they watching? Where are they finding this on YouTube? Just type in drone deer recovery.
Drone deer recovery will pop up. The profile picture is like green with.
Oh shit! We got ads.
Everybody looks so happy around you. You should get is that just the Amish? They all just look like that all the time. You need to get like
we could have found that deer.
A tent you can just zip up. That way nobody can bother you while you're.
Dude, that many people around me, I would go freaking berserk.
So our rig that we're going to be setting up is going to be real sick. It's
you need to do.
I'm going to have a big flat
trailer,
flat screen TV. It's going to be hooked up.
Yeah, so you do like every '90s hacker cutscene. Like the rock music playing.
Yeah, I'll let these. I actually, I'm trying to make you some money here.
No, you can definitely skip them.
Okay, sure. It's going to cost you like 4 cents.
I don't care. We make more money elsewhere.
Yeah, this is cool. What a crowd! Is there always a crowd like that, man? When you're doing
this was
the dog's like, what the hell's going on?
This is like
everybody's got their phones.
Disability hunt.
That's a red healer. Though.
I got you.
He'll go attack that thing.
Yeah, I was like, get a hold of that dog because that sucker will, chew into that drone. But yeah, they invited me out to kind of be on standby to, if they put a bad hit on him or something. But,
that's cool.
Yeah, this young lady on this next scene, this first buck she ever shot, it was pretty cool.
No kidding.
Found a thing for him as well. They would have found the deer, but it was like, I'm there, I'm going to go find it.
Yeah.
And then I had pressure on me. They were like, we're going to go find it. And I was like, I got to find this sucker before you did.
Yeah.
And I did. I found it probably about 3 minutes before they found it.
This crack in your windshield is driving me nuts.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
I think you do a couple more long drive recoveries to get that fixed.
Yeah. I got to do that. You actually brought that. Whoop. Something break?
No. You're right.
You brought that up about the crack, didn't you? When they're shooting through there. Shoot. Now you're going to make me replace my windshield.
I've seen it in like every episode. I'm like, can you please fix it?
If you had a good insurance company, they do it for free.
Yeah?
Yeah. They might. Did somebody just knock?
No. It was my fingers on my chair.
I'm worried that...
I heard someone knock too. You did that? Like, did.
I always,
okay.
keep the place locked down when we record because I don't know, I'm weird about it.
Yeah. But, does the actual on-air sign work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on out there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
We did that. One, it's cool, but a lot of times we'll have people out drinking at our bar.
Oh, okay.
And, they can have the TV on and stuff, but, as soon as that's on, it's just kind of like...
Yeah.
You'd think they'd pay attention, but no one ever fucking does.
Keep her down.
Yeah, just keep it down, But it was just a nice touch.
Yeah.
And that thing was expensive, actually.
It was.
To find a legit on-air sign like that is cashy.
What? How much?
$150 for that light. I thought that was expensive for that. You know what I mean? That's $60.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. And it's just stickers on the side of that thing. It's not like etched into it.
Huh. Oh my God.
But it looks good. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Dude, this is very cool and very fascinating. And I hope that you'll come back and do another one with us in the future.
Oh yeah.
Get some updates. But I think you're going to be too big for us here in about 3-4 days. By the time this launches, you probably delete our numbers.
Yeah, you'll be too busy.
There's a spot on Discovery for you're going to be like that next Ice Road Trucker's face of Discovery with this shit.
We'll see.
This is that type of cool though.
I appreciate that.
You don't have to be into deer hunting.
It's just interesting to watch.
Think this is incredible.
Yeah, so we're going to be opening it up for some exclusive investors. I'm actually going to
possibly you.
Yeah, I'm going to only offer it up to probably five spots that I'm going to create an academy, but with that, you're going to get a complete drone kit set up. I'll teach you. I'll come to your house. We're going to shoot media. We're going to blow you up in your state. We're going to offer that, but it's going to be like a rare opportunity. I've already interviewed one guy, and he's like all on board. Haven't even made it public yet. And that's what type of feedback I'm
So you got 4 spots.
Pretty much.
That's what you're saying.
If somebody wants to get one of those spots, how do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Just go to the website, Drone Deer Recovery, fill out the form for the academy. We've already got over 200 people signed up on it already. But
wow.
We're looking for people that want to do it like all in. I'm not looking for side giggers or anything like that, but it's going to be wild.
I like that.
Yep.
Where can people find you on socials, YouTube,
yep.
all that
all
stuff?
social platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Drone Deer Recovery. Across them all. It's the name.
Google it.
Yep. Google it. Actually, you can Google it now. It just blew up. I mean, we're going
That's insane.
Yeah.
Anything that we haven't talked about that we need to cover, anything like that? I don't want to leave anything unturned.
Just my quickest recovery so far was 50 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. But that guy kind of knew that he put a good hit on him. Big deer, over 200. He's like, I'm just not going to push this deer off. Hunting small properties.
Yeah, yeah.
Smart.
And he's like, I think he went in this direction. Go find him. Took up. Look down. Boop. Yep, there he is. Okay, bring the drone.
That's awesome.
Easy money.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it.
But he doesn't, trust me, when you see this deer here, actually, let me show you, and then they got to wait to see it when it drops on social media. But this dude, he smoked a giant, let me tell you. The ones that people...
Yeah, the deer you probably get to see is probably unbelievable.
I like just the daylight footage, man, just watching deer do deer things. Oh, we're passing around.
Oh, yeah. Big old club.
Whoa.
Goo.
So that guy had no problem paying a big trip charge plus the fee.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense.
See why.
Show me. Just show me. Don't you have
Here,
to.
Doug.
Fuck you, Eric. I hope you eat this chip.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. Wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I like that. Eric, give me some predictions, buddy. How you feeling?
Sheesh.
Doug pulled off
I'm feeling some pressure on myself now.
You survived the last round. I'm going to measure that deer tonight, and no one will know what it scores until either you
I
kill a deer
or end of season
or hang it up. Yep.
Why do you want to score it tonight? What does it do you any good?
Because one, I will know what it measures because he's got to either beat that, but he can't know what it scores. So
I can't know what it scores either.
Yeah, but
I'll tell him.
So why couldn't you just measure him once he kills his deer? Measure them both at the same time, and then it'd be like
we could do that, but
I don't care.
But he's not going to kill one, so
he might be at Old Barn by then.
Yeah, see, we could do that too. We could wait to measure it.
Yeah, and do it live, and then it's going to be
But we kind of have to measure it.
To make the drying period more fair, you probably should measure yours freshly killed and then Eric's freshly.
Oh yeah, that was the main stipulation.
Yeah.
That's because when we did the press conference, we kind of worked through the details.
I don't get inches knocked off.
You could miss out on an inch.
Yeah, I might need it.
Yeah, how confident are you feeling that if Eric kills a buck that you could be in deep shit?
How confident am I feeling that I'd be in deep shit?
Like if he kills one, like what are the chances of him killing one bigger?
Oh, no, I'm not worried about it.
He's about as confident as I am in finding deer that are dead within 400 to 700 yards.
Love it.
Eric, how you feeling, buddy? Give me a real honest closeout here on this podcast.
The pressure's on now.
Yeah.
With the gun season coming in and everything else, but
Time is the enemy.
Time is the enemy. I got faith in myself, though.
I have faith in you too, Eric.
Thanks, pal.
It's time to buckle down, buddy.
Yep.
They just knuckle punched.
Fuck you, Doug.
I do wish you luck, but
you.
Yeah, a couple weeks to get recharged, and I'm going to come in fucking guns a-blazing.
Old 9 Lives is going
Bows
to get
a-blazing, sorry.
Dude, if Eric kills 9 lives,
it's all over.
You got to eat 2 chips.
I'm not eating 2 chips.
And you got to break up with your girlfriend.
I'm not doing any of this.
Yeah, because you think ketchup is spicy and you hate your girlfriend, so...
Listen, honey.
None of those are true.
A bet's a bet.
None
Yeah,
of those
sorry.
are true.
See you in a year.
I don't have to worry about it because you're going to eat the chip, so...
I like it.
That's going to be a spicy burp.
That was cocky. All right.
That's what I think about
Austin, what are you thinking?
But like on the chip challenge?
Just in general.
I'm having a great time. Pressure's off. Got a good buck in the truck and one more tag in the pocket. Passing up good ones now, so I'm in a good spot.
What do you think about the chip challenge?
Doug, you always come out on top, all right? You're the Iowa guy that's always shooting the Giants, so I got to root for the underdog here. I'm hoping old 9 Lives.
So good.
I'm hoping old 9 Lives waltzes in front of him at 20 yards and he just blasts him
with a muzzleloader.
I think Austin's pumped about this. He's been like following it with me for.
Dude, I'm pumped about that deer. I want to see him laying on the ground.
Yeah, he's been like my. Every time I get a picture of him or I get a new idea, I text Austin about it.
Will you go hunt with anything else other than a bow or just bow?
I'll do a muzzleloader.
Oh, so you're gonna does that waste your tag then to try to get a deer for this challenge? Or
It doesn't qualify for the challenge.
You still have your bow tag.
Oh, you have a bow tag. Okay, so you can
if I shoot one with a gun, it won't count towards the
Well, you have a big buck down.
Oh, if 9 Line comes out with a
you got to go hunt with a muzzleloader.
1,000%.
Okay, you looked at me like you were going to.
You put the bow away and just take the muzzleloader.
Cool. Well, best of luck to you, Eric. Doug, good work. We're going to get into some details on your hunt on one of the next podcasts, but good time. Shout out to you, Kev. Thanks for doing this and jumping on and flying out. And
hey, just let me know.
Coming.
Let me know when you tell Doug's buck story because I'll just forget we have a podcast.
Yeah, go and bang your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not your wife, your girlfriend.
Oops. Oh, shit. Hey,
Ooh, public.
Slipped that by you, didn't he?
He hates his wife.
Gotta divorce your wife if you lose. All right. Thanks, guys. Check out Drone Deer Recovery. Appreciate you listening. Hope you enjoyed this one. You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Peace.
Later.